At the steamworks, restoration on Rebecca was in full swing. Victor, Kevin, and the men worked very hard on her, and by a couple of weeks later, she was nearly ready. For a choice of color, Rebecca chose to be repainted in sunshine yellow with red stripes, which they did just that. They even added the number 22 on her cab side and NWR initials on her tender.
So, Rebecca, how are you feeling?
I've never been this much better in all my life. It's wonderful back in steam again. Plus, the new color looks very nice on me.
Well, I'm glad to see you feeling cheerful again, my friend. If there's one thing anyone would have said, yellow is a color that could brighten up anyone's day, and I think it's made you very happy already.
It sure has, Victor. I can't wait to stop pulling trains again.
Alright, Rebecca, it looks like you're all good to go now. The Fat Controller will be waiting for you at Tidmouth this evening.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Victor. Bye, Kevin.
See you soon, Rebecca.
Take care now, amigo.
Meanwhile, some of the other engines had gathered at Tidmouth Station waiting for the Fat Controller to arrive with important news.
Do you know why he called us all here, Thomas?
I'm not sure, Percy, but I'm guessing we're about to find out.
Whatever it is, it better be important now, because I can't waste valuable time sitting around here before taking my evening express.
Now, Gordon, be patient. I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation of why we're all gathered here. Besides, you know our evening trains don't start until about 6, remember?
Right. But even so... Shh! Here he comes now! Good evening, everyone. I've got some important news I wanted to share with all of you. Finally, there's some explanation.
Shush, Gordon.
Thank you, Edward. Now, as most of you know, summer has arrived and my railway is getting very busier with more passengers coming to visit our beautiful...
Sir? Excuse me, sir.
Not now, Thomas. Don't interrupt, please.
But, sir, behind
Now, as I was saying, I have some good news for all
I'm
of
slowing
you.
down! I'm slowing down! Watch out!
Don't! Oh!
Whoa! Easy does it!
Oops, sorry about that. I miscalculated how long it would take for me to stop by, quite a bit there. I hope you're not too badly damaged,
I'm alright, thanks. My name's Winston, by the way. And don't feel bad, miss. As I always say, it's one of those early days. Right, sir?
Indeed, Winston. Anyhow, engines, I'd like you all to meet the newest member of our fleet, Rebecca.
Hello!
Oh, hi, Rebecca.
Welcome to Sodor.
Very pleased to meet you.
What an honor!
So you're the engine bear rescued from scrap, am I right?
Yes, indeed I am.
Now, continuing what I'm about to say, as there are more people and holidaymakers visiting Sodor, Rebecca here will be helping out as our new express engine. What? But sir, I am the express engine. I don't need any help. I know, Gordon, and you still are my express engine, and while I understand you don't mind hard work, but you can't handle the extra number of passengers like you used to. Both you and Rebecca will be sharing the express full-time together, so she'll be able to line the load off your buffers. But... yes, sir. And as for the rest of you, I hope you will make Rebecca feel welcome and comfortable.
Oh, yes, sir.
We will, sir. Good. Now, Rebecca, since you'll be taking the first express tomorrow, you should go get a good night's rest. Edward and Gordon, you two should start getting ready to pull your evening trains now. The rest of you can head back to your sheds.
Yes, sir.
Now listen here, Rebecca. You may be new here, but this is my express, and that's how it is always going to be. Understand?
Oh, okay, Gordon.
That night, Rebecca had settled into her berth very nicely with the other engines. Bear was also there too, and before long they were all talking and laughing together. But Rebecca couldn't help but worry a bit.
I don't know if it's just me, but it looks like as if Gordon doesn't seem to like me. Have I done something wrong?
Not at all, Rebecca. Gordon's just not used to sharing his duties with other engines after working on the Express for a long time.
He can be a bit pompous sometimes, but he's quite good-hearted once you get to know him.
Are you sure?
Oh, of course, Rebecca. Just give him some time. I'm sure he'll warm up to you eventually. You just have to put up with it for a little while.
Rebecca did feel slightly assured, but she wasn't sure about how long it would be until eventually. Before long, she and the other engines finally fell asleep. The next morning, the firelighter came and lit Rebecca's fire until it was burning nicely. Once her driver and fireman got her ready, Rebecca rolled out of the sheds, eager to start her first express. When she arrived at the station, the platform was swarming with excited passengers keen to get on board. Percy had just arrived with the coaches for the morning train.
Oh, thank you, Percy.
Anytime, Rebecca. After all, fetching coaches is just something I do.
And you do it very well, Percy.
Oh.
Soon the passengers were all on board. The signal dropped. The guard blew his whistle and waved his green flag. Rebecca started to puff away, but as she did so, her wheels suddenly slipped on the rails fiercely.
Whoa! Oh my!
Easy, girl, easy! Rebecca pulled with all her might till at last she got a good grip and pulled the train carefully out of the station. As Rebecca sped along, she took in all the marvelous sights and sounds of the beautiful Sodrian countryside. She even whistled hello to a few passing engines as she went by.
This railway looks so nice. There really isn't quite like it anywhere.
Soon they were approaching Tidmouth, the express's first scheduled stop. But as Rebecca tried to brake, her wheels just suddenly skidded along the rails.
Oh no, not now. I need to stop, please.
Oliver, waiting at the other platform with his train, saw Rebecca coming in much too fast. Luckily, she did manage to finally come to a stop, but as she did, only 2 of her coaches were beyond the platform. Just then, Gordon came by on his way back to the sheds. He saw what had happened and eyed Rebecca with disdain. "Call yourself an express engine, eh? It seems as if you don't know where to stop at which station now, do you?" Rebecca only looked down at her buffers meekly and slowly backed her coaches up to let the passengers out. "Ignore him, Rebecca. It's only your first day. It can happen to any new engine."
Thanks, Oliver. But it's not what I'm worried about. It's just, my brakes always seem to have left a big impact on me. It always happened to me and my siblings back on the mainland. We were prone to wheel slip on multiple occasions, and even when the workmen tried to fix them, it still occurs the same way.
I see. Well, if your brakes aren't working properly, then why don't you speak to the Fat Controller and see what he can do about them?
No thanks. I'm sure I'll be fine, really. Besides, I don't want to bother after everything he did to get back in service. I just have to try and be more extra careful.
Before Oliver could reply, the guard's whistle blew, and it was time for him to go. But he wasn't so sure if Rebecca would be fine. Rebecca was soon on her way again, but she still felt a little embarrassed by her slip-up earlier and hoped it wouldn't happen again. But each time she stopped at a station, the same thing happened. She would overshoot the platform and had to back her coaches up to let everyone out. She found this very awkward. Even more so when upon starting again, her wheels would slip violently on the rails as she tried to get her train moving again. And when she got to Gordon's Hill, she slipped so helplessly that she stalled halfway up. Edward had to come and push her to the top. By the end of the day, Rebecca returned home, flustered and unhappy. Her first day really didn't turn out that great as she had hoped for. Worst of all, she could overhear Gordon grumbling about her mishap to the other engines. "Disgraceful! Just disgraceful, I tell you! A new engine thinks she can come over here and take my express, yet she only made a few silly mistakes on the island as if she doesn't know our railway by instinct.
Rubbish, Gordon. It wasn't Rebecca's fault that she couldn't stop in the right place because of her faulty brakes.
Agreed. You know, she's not been on the railway longer than you have, and it's only her first day after all. As far as I can tell, she's doing well with the express so far. You should be more grateful for that.
Pah! No, she isn't. Yes, she's new, but that doesn't mean she can go sliding on the rails like a slippery banana peel.
Oh, really? Says the engine who once slipped and stalled on some icy rails long ago at a walking place? We all have problems, Gordon, so I just say that you keep your mouth shut and leave poor Rebecca alone.
Gordon snorted, but reluctantly subsided into silence. Rebecca, on the other hand, felt miserable.
At least Bear and the others are supportive of me. But what would everyone else think of if I keep messing things up? Never mind. It's better to focus on my job than thinking about it too much. I'm sure it won't be too much of a problem, I hope.
The next day, Rebecca was waiting at Vickerstown Station for the return journey back to Knapford. It was a lovely day, and she was determined to make up for what happened yesterday. She waited patiently while her passengers boarded the train.
Well, off I go again. Oh no, not again. Please get a good grip this time. I have to get going. Come on. Yes! I did it! We're off!
Once out on the open line again, Rebecca started to pick up speed. The coaches followed smoothly, and she began to feel much better. But I'm afraid to say, her luck was soon to run out. Up ahead, Rebecca noticed a red signal in the distance. And then there was trouble. As her driver tried to apply the brakes, nothing happened. The fireman helped, still nothing.
What's going on? Why am I not slowing down? There's a signal ahead.
We're trying, girl, but your brakes aren't working. They failed altogether.
What? Oh, no. What can I do? I can't stop. Help!
Rebecca wailed in fright as she thundered past the signal at a terrifying speed. And before the signalman could change the points, the big yellow engine found herself swaying off the express line and onto the up track. The driver tried to reduce steam, but Rebecca was still going too fast. Just beyond Kelstorp Road, there is a gradient. While not as big as Gordon's Hill, it is still pretty steep. On the other side of the hill, towards the bottom, were some special catch points that were recently put in place to divert runaway trucks off the line. Rebecca, still out of control, charged up the hill and down the other side. With a bump and a clang, she hit the points and her wheels left the rails. Luckily, no one was hurt and the coaches stayed on the rails, but Rebecca could only stare solemnly at the grass in front of her.
Oh dear, the day was beginning to turn out so well too.
Rebecca's driver ran back to the nearest signal box and told the signalman what had happened. The signalman then made an obstruction warning and set all signals to danger. When the Fat Controller heard the news, he urgently sent an engine to bring the breakdown train to help Rebecca. Unfortunately for her, the only engine that was available is none other than... Well, it looks like you already made quite a slippery show, eh, Rebecca? Too bad there isn't a skating competition around, otherwise we could have entered you in it since your slipperiness would have been made the perfect fit for it. Rebecca said nothing. She only went red with embarrassment. Before long, the rescue operation set to work. Gordon took over the express for the remainder of the journey, while the breakdown gang carefully lifted Rebecca back onto the rails. Later, Henry came along and took Rebecca back to the steamworks. When they arrived, Rebecca saw the Fat Controller waiting for her. She felt dreadfully nervous.
Please, sir, I know what you're going to say, and I'm so sorry if I didn't tell you about my brakes, how they didn't work, and now I caused an accident, and...
Calm down, Rebecca. It's all right. I know the accident wasn't your fault. Your driver told me that the cause of it was because of your brakes. We'll soon have you in proper good working order again, but it will take at least a couple of days to get these new ones fitted.
I don't know, sir. What if my new brakes fail me, and I end up slipping again?
Oh, there's no need to worry about it, Rebecca. You see, my men here are the best skilled workers and engineers who can repair just about anything. We fixed an engine's wooden brake blocks before, so I know we can do something about your brakes too. But we will take some safety measures and care to ensure incidents like this never happen again. Now, it's getting late, and I best be going home. See you later.
Have no fear, Rebecca. We'll soon have your new brakes fitted in no time.
Hearing those kind words from Victor and the Fat Controller made Rebecca feel just a bit better, but she was still concerned.